We feel very strongly that the human experience is better when it's shared, and we're so pleased that you have chosen to share it with us this morning. We gather around our 5 values that you see here and also on our stage. People are more important than beliefs. Reality is known through reason. Human hands solve human problems. Meaning comes from making a difference. And be accepting and be accepted. So we'll go into what today's program will entail. We have our featured speaker, David Rosman, giving us a talk on an introduction to American Atheists. For our musical guests, we have one of our returning champions, as I like to call him, Heath Church, will be joining us, our community member as well. And then we will have a community moment. I think for the first time, Russ Hill is going to tell us a little bit about what he has going on. So we have a great program for you today. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome up Heath. And I really love your sticker. I'll read it if you can't see it. I never found Jesus, but at least I found Heath Church. All right. Thank you, Heath.
Good morning, everybody. This is my anti-capitalist protest song. I call it Huge Sale. I drove past the hospital. They had a sale on lungs. Well, they'll throw in the oxygen if you buy more than one. Got a couple left. So get on down here, but don't hold your breath. I wanna live my life. I wanna live my life for free. I wanna give all I got. I wanna give it away for free. I wanna live my life. I wanna live my life for free. I wanna give all I got. I wanna give it away for free. TV ads and billboards reading about my dreams. But if I had in my way, I would live my life for free. Drove past the church on the corner where they pass around the plate. Just a $20 bill to make your sins evaporate. Yeah, Jesus Christ, He needs you. I heard the heavenly mansion has got a mortgage too. How the holy jet's gonna fly without holy jet fuel. I wanna live my life. I wanna live my life for free. I wanna give all I got. I wanna give away for free. I wanna live my life. I wanna my life for free. I wanna give all I got. I wanna give it away for free. TV ads and billboards tell me what to do, but I don't need a new car or another pair of shoes. I wanna live my life. I wanna live my life for free. I wanna give all I got. I wanna give it away for free. I wanna live my life. I wanna live my life for free. I wanna give all I got. for free. Well, they wrote down all the prices, they put up all the signs, said we can cure your sadness and ease your troubled mind, just for easy payments of $19.99, just for easy payments of $19.99. I wanna live my life. I wanna live my life for free. I wanna give all the card. I wanna give away for free. We could feed all the hungry, paint murals on the signs. If we had the rich for dinner, we could dine and dine. I wanna live my life all free. I wanna give all I got, give it away for free. This is one of my favorite places to play. I always love seeing you guys. I think I've told this story before here, but it's been a minute, so I'll tell you it again. A couple years back, I decided to get out of town and go on a little trip down to St. Louis. You guys ever been to St. Louis? Oh, we got a good number, of course. And I was on the train down to St. Louis, and I see this line on my phone screen. It's like this green line. I can see some pixels are starting to go out. And I'm like, oh no, my phone is about to stop working. And so I got an Amtrak napkin and a pen, and I wrote down as much information as I could off my phone, my Airbnb address, family members' phone numbers, everything I could. And right when I finished writing on this napkin, my phone completely stops working, just like I thought it was. Anyway, I get to St. Louis. It's negative 10 degrees outside, and I can't call an Uber. But there's one taxi, and the one taxi only takes cash. And it turns out I had exactly the right amount of money to get to my Airbnb. Anyway, I got there. It was a whole experience. Long story short, I got a new phone. I trudged through the snow to the T-Mobile store, and I took a Greyhound home 2 days before Christmas. And I wrote this song about my journey. It's called 500 Miles. 500 miles until I feel better. A couple hundred more until the sun breaks through. 500 miles till I feel better. A couple hundred more to get my mind off you. Dark roads, highways, I sing the praises of the cold steel train. 500 miles until I feel better. Couple hundred more until the sun breaks through. 500 miles till I feel better. Couple hundred more to get my mind off you. Dark roads, highways, I sing the praises of the cold steel train. I let the 319 carry me. I was hoping that my luck might change. When I got there, I was so cold and scared. St. Louis got no love for me. And now my only hope is a ticket to ride I-40 Greyhound home. 500 miles until I feel better. A couple hundred more until the sun breaks through. 500 miles till I feel better. Couple hundred more to get my mind off you. Dark roads, highways, I sing the praises of the cold steel train. Holy machine, God of gasoline, please deliver me and carry me far away. Mighty God of diesel, please possess your people with your burning flame. Burn away my pain. 500 miles until I feel better. Up 100 more until the sun breaks through. 500 miles till I feel better. Up 100 more to kill my mind off you. Dark roads, highways, sing the praises of the cold steel train.
Thank you. So great to hear from you, Heath. You do sound so good in this building. Yeah.
It's the wood in the ceiling.
I think it is. When we were doing the homes tour, we would like stand in the back of the room and like raise our voices just a little bit. And whoever the architect is of this building, we owe them a debt of gratitude. Yeah, good acoustics. All right, well, we look forward to hearing more from you in just a little bit, and then we'll have a chat. Okay? All right, thanks. All right, let's get into some celebrations. I did see Gary Blakely here, whose birthday it is today. Woo woo! There he is. He's right there. I was looking in the wrong place. Shares a birthday with Liz Craig, so maybe give her some love via social media. And then on June 10th, it will be Rhonda Warren's birthday. And then we're going to move into this exciting little slide. Here is a celebration of a happy anniversary to Adrian Anderson and Clark Johnson, who I think I saw too. Why am I not finding people? I know I saw, well, congratulations. I don't see them immediately, but congratulations. Anyone else have any birthdays that we missed or any celebrations they'd like to share in this coming week? Yes.
I would like to share with you that Kevin and Jessica Gaines in Wichita.
Okay.
Gave birth to the baby boy, Heath.
Okay, so Kevin and Jessica Gaines from the Wichita Oasis just had a baby named baby boy named Keith. So Oasis growing by two little feet. All right, wonderful. So yeah, shout out to our Wichita Oasis friends if they come across this. Next, we'll go into our volunteer of the week. So I'll tell you a description, and we'll give him a big round of applause. Russell Conrad was on the board of directors for 3 years. He helped Kansas City Oasis get back on its feet after the pandemic. He helped organize and recruit our greeters for Sunday morning, launch our new building by coming in on 7 building workdays. He's done several community moments to help complete our Sunday morning gathering. So we appreciate Russ. Thank you so much. And if you would like to be a volunteer, ta-da, you see what we did there. We have a slight change to what you see here. You see, it used to say whiteboard, and it says whiteboard in the lobby. You're gonna see now these little cards. And that makes it so that if you haven't signed up in advance, you can do a little something to help out. This one says, empty trash and recycling. I picked that because it's one of my favorite nerd things to do as an environmental health and safety person. Recycling, love it. But there are many tasks available. There's going to be, back by where the whiteboard is, an opportunity. There'll be cards like this that will be in a box that say need help, and then you can, once that task is done, you can move it over to a box that says completed. So that's one way that you can help out as we are completely volunteer staffed here at Kansas City Oasis. Something else that we volunteer at as part of our philanthropy mission is to help out at Micah Ministry. We do that on Monday evenings. So this coming Monday from 5 to 7. This is a group that we've partnered with for many years. They serve meals to hundreds of people in need, as well as providing clothing and hygiene pantry. The address there is 606 Gladstone Boulevard up in the Northeast. They are also an organization that helps anyone regardless of race, gender, religious or non-religious affiliation, sex, sexual orientation, or sexual identity. So that's something, some way we can lend our human hands to solve the human problems that our neighbors are facing. So this kicked off last Thursday. Who was here for dance classes this last Thursday? Ooh, okay, a few people. I think there's a lot more hands in this room. So for the remainder of the month on Thursdays, there will be a bachata, a $10 beginner class. You don't need to have a partner. It'll be right here in the community center. It runs from 6 to 7, so mark your calendars for that. All right, here's something super fun that we got to do and that we've had a lot of volunteers that have participated in. There's still time to go to Pride Fest. So you see our table here at Pride Fest and also marked on the map with an arrow where our booth is. It's very close to the stage at the north end. And you'll see Robbie there at our table. They've done a lot to help us get volunteers and keep that staffed. So we really appreciate Robbie and David and Denise for working on the Pride Fest tabling booth. And then for all the volunteers, of course, who staff the table, we want to say thank you. And then here we have our entry in the KC Oasis Pride Parade yesterday. Woot woot. It was so much fun, even though at the very end we were in a driving rain and got soaked to the skin. So there were some very, very wet unicorns at the end of this parade. But we want to once again say thank you for everyone who represented Kansas City Oasis so wonderfully, so joyously at the Pride Parade yesterday. Julie Manning did the planning and made most of our float. Dwight provided the truck and the float trailer. And Denise is always our costume wrangler, Denise Decker. So we appreciate all the effort that she puts into keeping us some of the coolest people in any parade that we're in. It was just such a time of joy. And as you round that corner down by the fountain there in the plaza, and you see people that are not letting fear overcome hate, it was very, I cry at everything. We knew this was coming, right? Ooh, I'm not gonna today, because it was a day of joy and a day of solidarity. And that's what we need to remember, that's what defeats hate. So thank you, everyone that participated in that. All right, another joyous occasion. We will be at Funky Town in my hometown of Raytown. Oh, it says Kansas City. We're still gonna claim it as Raytown. We gotta have something down there. So on Friday, June 20th, from 8 to midnight, time to get down at Funky Town. Who has been to Funky Town? Yes. And that is an indication to those of you that did not raise your hand that you should come to Funky Town. 70s, 80s, 90s music, wear themed clothes if you like, or white if you don't have a costume, because it is black light in there, so that's kind of a lot of fun. So it's a $15 cover charge to get into Funky Town, and it is a cash-only venue, so that's good to know. And, wow, we have lots of announcements today. Here's another great one. We're going to be, once again, serving our community by hosting a blood drive here in this very room on our service Sunday, which is June 29th. So that is also a reminder that there will not be regular programming on June 29th. It will be our blood drive, but we also will be making plastic yarn, or plarn, as an additional project. Plarn is then made into sleeping mats for the unhoused. So a couple things you can do there. You can bring donations of plastic shopping bags that are clean, still in mostly good shape, and laid flat to the community center. You can start bringing those in anytime we have a donation bin back by the merch table, where you can start bringing those in so we can turn them into plarn. And then I think one of the final events this month, our monthly Monday musical, say that 3 times fast, will be Chicago, one of my favorites. So come, sing along, some slightly adult themes in Chicago, so just prepare your kids if you decide to bring them. And, well, the adult theme mostly being all the murder. Okay, so we do have coming up our second annual rummage sale. You see it's a ways in the future, but that just means you have 2 months to clean out your closets, basements, attics, of all those wonderful things that you can live without, and bring them here, and we will help find them new homes and raise the money for the general fund here at Kansas City Oasis. The caveat is no clothes or books, please, but clothes and books can be donated to Micah, and there, again, are bins back there for those, so don't feel like you can't bring them. They just won't go in the rummage sale. All right, and with that, we'll move into our community moment. It's my pleasure to introduce Russ Hill. If asked 3 words to describe himself, he said determined, resilient, and hopeful. And his warning label would be contains high levels of social embarrassment disguised as adept confidence with public speaking. Woo! All right, we get to watch it in action. Let's welcome up Russ Hill.
Fun fact, I don't like microphones, but that's okay. Where can I put this? Let me fix this here. Hi. Happy Pride. It's also National Best Friends Day. Did you know that? Heath Church is my best friend. Just so you know, I don't know where to put things, so I'm just going to do this here. So hi, my name's Russ. I was sitting here and I was like, you know what is a good icebreaker? An impersonation. So I've been working on this for 40 seconds now. Julie Manning. Woo! Okay. Let me see if I can prop this up so I can see. Hang on just a second. I'm pushing buttons. Hey, it's me. I wrote words, but I didn't remember what they said, so. Hi. We'll start at the top. Hi, happy Pride. Happy anyway, okay. So my name's Russ, and what I want to talk to you about today is not necessarily my personal backstory or anything like that. It's about a life shift that happened when I turned 40. Anybody have one of those? Woo! It's good times. Okay, so I want to talk to you about the power of saying yes and how saying yes to new experiences helped me break out of anxiety and build a life with connection, creativity, and purpose. Thing I didn't have. I was pretty miserable for a long time. Growing up, I was bullied. I'm a bigger guy, so, there's all that. I was also not the richest kid on the block, so there was that. And also, I'm pretty autistic, and I have ADHD, so I miss a lot of social cues, and I'm just kind of that awkward guy in the corner. So that didn't help at all. My mother raised 2 kids as a single mom, so for most of that time in my young life, she actually worked 2 jobs. So she was at work at night when I would get home from school, and then she'd be at work while I was at school. So I didn't have that kind of thing. A lot of Golden Girls, a lot of TV and TV dinners and that kind of thing was my, I think a lot of Zennials, you were latchkey kids, we just kind of take care of ourselves. A lot of Nintendo back then. So anyway, not a great childhood, but it's fine. I was a quirky kid who tried to use humor to kind of navigate through most of life's situations, whether that was the death of a family member, great time to crack a joke, or to try to get kids to like me, or to try to get kids to not hit me with sticks. Like that was all part of the, masking that we do. But that mentality started to make me withdraw as I got older. As a loud and outgoing child, I started to mask my feelings because I was starting to get a lot of negative feedback and a lot of consequences to acting out and being loud and present. And that led to me not necessarily exploring who I am or what I wanted out of life. It was just to try to comply. and just kind of get along, go along to get along, that kind of thing. I just went to work, tried to do my best. I hoped nobody would complain. And I did that for a long time. I was well into my 30s before I realized how isolated I had become, how afraid I was of rocking the boat, saying something dumb, which I do a lot. I think it's smart in my head, but as soon as it comes out, I'm like, oh God, where was he going with that? Okay. These ideas of being dumb or unworthy of attention really kind of started to stick with me. I started to believe I was never going to be successful in life, and I kind of gave up. I realized maybe this is as good as it gets. Remember that movie? I'd stay up late playing video games, binge watching TV, overeating, and then the next day just be this grouchy, miserable person. Rinse and repeat, that's my life. So that happened. I was married with kids, divorced, horrible, insufferable person, not a loving life. And then I hit 40, and I was kind of done with it. I was like, wait, let's write a new chapter. Let's do something different. So here I am, a cisgender, heterosexual white male from the Christian conservative Midwest who thankfully got to marry a non-religious, lefty, liberal, anti-capitalist feminist. Woo! The best kind. So I did that, and things started to shift. New ideas were coming into my realm that never existed before, and that is great. I'm so happy that happened. I lost my spot here. So about me, just briefly what I do event planning, hosting, booking, sound design, lighting over at Inglewood Arts in Independence. Has anyone ever heard of that place? Hey. Pow, pow, pow. We got some fans. Okay. So I work over there. It's a nonprofit community arts center that tries to make sustainable housing and art available to everyone, which I love. That is the best mission. I'm also a co-owner of Lavender Studios, which is a new art and music venue that I'm working on to create. That'll be coming later. Let's see. Now we're up to date. I turned 40 a few years ago. I was depressed, full of shame. I hadn't realized my potential, fearful my life had no meaning. I'm uneducated. I don't have a career. I'd been divorced once before, and I was going through another one. And stuck in a rut of not wanting to do anything for fear that I would do it wrong. And if I make a mistake, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to have to start all over again. And that backlash, I don't think I could have taken it, right? A lot of setbacks, can't handle more setbacks. I think a lot of people have, these midlife awakenings. Some folks buy a sports car or a motorcycle, or they get a toupee or date someone half their age. I didn't do any of those. I wore a hat instead, so, But I learned about the Just Say Yes method. There was a movie about it. Shonda Rhimes wrote a book about it. But it's just, if you have anxiety and you're afraid to take a step or whatever that next moment in life is, you just say yes and just deal with it. And it works out. I don't know why. It works out. And so I will tell you a little bit about that. It helps you find your confidence because once you can just do things that are scary, helps build your bravery, and you kind of do things. And it helped me find my passion, which I am so thankful for. So I started doing that, hoping it would break this cycle of isolation and fear, and really just life struggles. And, ooh, I have slides. Bam, look at that. I'm baking up there. So around this same time, this was a couple years ago, Missouri decided in their best interest to ban a bunch of LGBTQ books from their school libraries. And my wife at the time, she worked at the school district. She was like, this sucks, let's do something. And I was like, I don't know what to do, but let's do it. And so we had this idea of having this pop-up bookstore. Well, she had an idea, I was just kind of there. Selling queer books to the public. We had a large collection of those at our home, and she's like, you know what? Education is salvation. We just need to teach these people, this is why you're a bigot, stop. And so started hauling around books in our trunk and just trying to spread the word, you know. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, RuPaul? And so we were doing that, and that led me down to Inglewood. Inglewood is just this little subdivision over in Independence, and they have what they call the Third Friday Art Walk, where vendors and food trucks and stuff can set up for free. So we were like, hey, can we set up here and sell our queer books? And they were like, yeah, that sounds amazing, do that. And so we did that. And just so we're on the same page, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't comfortable around queer or trans folks. Oh, God. I was just not, that wasn't me. Like, I'm still learning these things even to today. But this opportunity to be around people who weren't me was amazing. And I'm so glad and thankful that it happened. But I told my wife this. I'm like, hey, I'm just like a straight white guy. Like, they want to buy a book from me? Like, I'm the bad guy in a lot of these books. And she's like, thankfully, she's like, don't worry. You'll learn. Just give it time. But, you know, just carry the books. Got it. So we're there, and I end up over, oh, here we go. Bam, slide. There it is. It's called Read Queer Books. On the nose, thank you. And we just set up our little table and sold some books. But that is where I met Tammy and Thad, and you know them. They came here once before. Tammy owns Be Vogue, and Thad works there. But they are huge influencers in that neighborhood, and they are trying to make this place amazing. And so they're doing everything they can. And one of the things that they want to do, and did, and are doing, is they wanted to open an LGBTQ bookstore. Whoa, I'm in your parking lot selling queer books. Hello. we connected, right? So we're there, we're trading books, and we ended up deciding that instead of being a pop-up bookstore couple, we would just donate all our books to Weston Weston Connection. There's the thing. And they opened a bookstore, like, hey, bookstores. And I started working there on the weekends as a straight guy in this inclusive space that I was so uncomfortable in. But I was met with nothing but compassion and empathy. And that had been missing a lot in my life. And so it was just amazing. And I loved it a lot. I'm skipping around here. I'm running out of time. So Tammy and Thad were also helping the business across the street. That's Inglewood Arts, to get their organization up and running. It looks like this. If you can believe it, that's what it used to look like. And they wanted to have a performing arts stage. Like, the Inglewood Arts is a maker space, so they have like glass blowing and ceramics and welding and painting and all kinds of stuff. But they wanted a performing arts space. Well, all the people that work there aren't performing artists, right? They're all painters or glass blowers or ceramicists or whatever. And so they were just like asking people in the community, does anyone know how to do this? And the answer is not me. But I used to play in bands. Like, I understand kind of the struggles of being in a venue, being in a band, playing crappy venues where they don't really care that you're there. And I hate that. And I'm like, hey, let's build a venue that's like really inclusive and fun and with good sound and lights. And they were like, do you know how to do that? I'm like, no, but we're going to say yes anyway. And we start doing YouTube research. So we're doing that. They're building this thing. You can see they knocked out the wall there. And today it looks like this. And it is coming along, and here's it at night. Aha! We're really working on this thing. There's a lot of passionate people there who really are trying to make arts a focus of the community and the thing that brings us all together. So I'm happy about that. Again, real quick, kind of skipping around. They said, how do you build a stage? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, how do you hang lights? I don't know that either. Let me watch a video. And I learned CAPTCHA. Has anybody ever used that? It's like a 3D tool. You see that? And you start plotting out like where you want stuff to go. And so I started doing that, and that turned into that. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And then that turned into that, which turned into that. We're just building, and we're trying. Trial and error is everything here because none of us know what we're doing. Hey, story about life. And now we have big events and big parties, and we do drag shows and concerts and plays and all kinds of fun stuff. And I'm still there. It's amazing. I love doing it. It's taught me so much about how to run this new business venture that I never thought I'd be able to do. And I got it because I just said yes to things I don't know how to do and just figured it out, because that's what happens. You'll figure it out. So we got rid of the bookstore, not the bookstore, the pop-up bookstore. I went and did this. My ex-wife, she started the Midwest Feminist Art Collective, which was a safe place for queer and feminine artists, where they came and they supported and kind of uplifted female and queer artists, and I love this space. I didn't know it at the time because I wasn't allowed in there, but after a while, it made sense. Having a safe space that welcomes everybody makes your creativity explode. It makes you have all of these ideas. It like diminishes your negativity. And you say, you know what? I bet I can do that because here's this place that supports people. Even if they have bad ideas, they teach you how to make them into good ideas. Like, what a great spot. So I love that. It's not around anymore, unfortunately. But a thing I took from MFAC, the Midwest Feminist Art Collective, is that you need to have this safe space. And so that's why I started Lavender Studios. So that is a venue that I'm working on with some very special people. And it is a queer and femme inclusive music and arts venue that is going to be coming to the scene soon. We just got our letter, our business license and all the stuff. So we're going to start popping up all over the city, presenting, promoting, and appreciating local female and queer artists. And so that's a big thing that I'm doing right now. Do I know how to run a business? No, I do not. Do I know how to make merchandise? Not really, but I'm learning. Do I know how to do any of the things that we're doing right now? No, I don't. But I'm going to do them anyway, because each time I say yes, for some reason, it gets better and better, and I get more confident, and over time, it just seems to keep working out against my, better decision. So that's how I do things now. I make it safe, make it accessible, say yes, anxiety be damned. Lots of changes since then. Sometimes the hardest yes is one that changes everything for the better. Again, I'm twice divorced, but I'm here because of yeses. Yes to leaving the house, yes to living without fear, yes to accepting my body, yes to giving a presentation at KCOS ACES, even though I'm terrified, and just take that as, just as it is. If you're anxious or unsure, just know that you don't have to know. You just take it one step at a time. Make it safe, make it accessible, just say yes. S'more KC, that's me. Okay, bye.
Oh no, I like it. I think I'll leave it for now. So something that we did fail to mention in the announcements, and that will be up there next, is that we will be, if you're not not as familiar with West Independence and Inglewood's district as some of us are, we will be tabling for Pride there on the 28th. So you can come, be a volunteer, get to know West Independence, the Inglewood's arts community. Super welcoming, super wonderful people. I think we're going to try and get Thad and Tammy here before Thadapalooza in August, so we'll get to re-meet them. So with that, though, thank you so much, Russ, for sharing all of your good yeses with us. We appreciate that. So we'll go into our coffee break at this time. Take a look at these little cards that give you some ways to help us this morning. So with that, we'll see you in about 20 minutes. Thank you. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi there. Hey, Skinner. How are you? So, it is a very conversive group that we have here today. It's great to hear everybody still carrying on their conversations from the coffee break. But we'll come back together, and we're going to go ahead and welcome Heath back up. And before you get started, I feel like the last time you were here with us that you had some new music that was coming out.
Yeah.
Do I remember that correctly?
I have a new album coming out. It's called Flyover Folk. It's probably going to be in about 4 more months or so, but it's coming.
Great. Okay, so we'll keep on the lookout for that. I know we've talked many times about sort of how you got started in music. Is the foot thing new, or am I just misremembering the rhythm? Okay, all right. Maybe just because where I was standing, I was like, oh, okay, I could observe you doing it more carefully. Okay, so sort of where did you get you talked a little bit about the inspiration for the second song you played for us. Sort of where are you gathering inspiration from this current album?
I tend to just write from what I know. My mom always told me to write from what you know. And so I really just write these songs from my life. And eventually I pull them all in together to an album, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. All right, well, I won't keep peppering you with questions. We'll talk a little bit later about where you'll be coming up, but with that, we'll turn it back over to you.
I just want to say thanks so much to Russ for coming out. Can we give it up for Russ, everybody? Russ is a great friend of mine, and his story is just so inspirational. Like, I seriously started tearing up when I was hearing you talk. I also wanted to say thank you to many in the room who supported my new zine. It's called Nice Things to Say About Yourself, and it's very in line with what Russ was talking about in his journey of learning to say yes and take on new challenges and overcome fear and just do it anyways. And this zine is all about me learning how to become a better friend to myself and kind of overcoming a lot of fear and anxiety and insecurity in my own life. So not completely unrelated to Russ's story.
That's really cool.
This song is about how sometimes in the process of growing, we have to let go of people from our life, relationships that just don't align with where we're at. Because everyone's on their own trajectory and we're all growing at different rates, and it's hard to let go of those connections sometimes, and growing can become a very isolating process, but it's a very good one and it's necessary. This song is called Growing Lonely. And if I die in this room, how long will it take to break down my door and find my body? If I don't reply, how many days go by until somebody checks on me? I've been learning slowly how to be my own friends. To chain, wake up alone, and I reach for her, but I'm learning to let go. And if I die in this room, how long will it take to break down my door and find my body? If I don't reply, how many days will go by until somebody checks on me? crushing it. I'm breaking my addiction to toxic relationships. But I can't stop seeing sparkles when I gaze into dead eyes, picturing arms around me when I fall asleep at night. And if this is getting better, just let me be sick. Oh, my phantom lover, you're the one I just can't quit. And if I die in this room, how long will it take to break down my door and find my body? If I don't reply, how many days will go by until somebody checks on me? Dark, I don't like these thoughts. Dark, I don't like these thoughts. Oh, dark, I don't like these thoughts. Feel them floating as my body rots. Oh, dark, I don't like these thoughts. Can you make them stop? And if I die in this room, how long will it take to break down my door and find my body? I don't reply. How many days will go by until somebody checks on me? I've been growing lonely. I've been growing slowly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll check in again with Heath just in a minute to hear where in the world he will be after today, and get to hear one more song from you. Thank you so much, Heath. As we move into our featured speaker part of our program, we do like to give the disclaimer that our program is designed to generate conversation and engage our powers of reason, not as a forum to start debates. The following presentation has been prepared by our speaker and not by Kansas City Oasis. So please respect the views of our speaker, and if you have any questions, a question and answer portion will follow. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce David Rosman, the Missouri State Director for the American Atheists, who will be giving us an introduction to American Atheists. He is an award-winning columnist, author, editor, and professional speaker. He is a 4-time winner of the Best Columnist from the Missouri Press Foundation and a co-winner of a Webby Award for political writing. David is a board member of Columbia Atheists and is the state director in Missouri for the American Atheists and remains a focal point for Missouri's atheist community. So let's please give a warm Oasis welcome to David Rosman.
Hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Julie, thank you. Thank you to the board members and for you for inviting me today. I know this is a little different than some of the other conversations you've had, but I want to introduce myself and American Atheists to you. I am the Missouri State Director, and that just means that I go to groups like you and to our other atheist groups here in Kansas City, Columbia, and St. Joe. I keep forgetting about them. We have about 5 different groups here in Missouri right now. We'd love to see you become number 6. This is my agenda. I'm going to do a little introduction. I'm going to talk about why it's you that would love to have an affiliate with, why it's us, and I'll answer any questions. And afterwards, I'll be in the lobby, answer more questions. And if you happen to be in the lobby and you look at the table, all that stuff on the table is freebies. So take what you want, because I got plenty of it. All right. There are four people that are real important for Missouri right now. Nick Price, that's somebody else. Nick Fish is our president. He's been president for about 4 years now. He's done an exceptionally good job at keeping this group, the national group, together, growing it and making it strong. Sam McGuire is my boss. She is the Director of Grassroots Organizing and Advocacy. If you have any questions, I have her email coming up at the end. I'm David Rosman. Ken Null is manning our table at the Pride Fest. So if you go to Pride Fest, make sure you stop in at the Kansas City Atheist booth and say hi to Ken. Tell him that I actually talked today. Why you? Your information that I've been able to glean from the website and from other members of this group really put you in a really good spot. You're humanists. And we love humanists. We love those that are non-religious, religious, but don't know where they're going, the nuns. We love those that are religious, know where they're going, but want to talk to us. So we're a very open group. We stand for the same things you stand for, which is really nice. American Atheists wants you. I love this picture. I wish they'd get rid of it by now. Next one. There we go. American Atheists is dedicated to advancing the civil rights of atheists, promoting separation of church from religion, from government, and providing information on atheism. We're also very, very prominent, especially here in Missouri and U.S.-wide, on making sure issues are being talked about, supporting gay rights, LGBTQ, there we go, rights, women's rights. Any minority that is being persecuted, we're going to back, because that's what we are, and that's who we are, and that's what I would love to be able to forward to you nice people. We have a whole bunch of stuff that's available. If you sign up for the newsletter out here, it's a 1 year free with American Atheists. You get our quarterly magazine. I have a couple of them out there. You also will get, as an organization, all sorts of handouts. And American Atheists is really good in getting a lot of things done. So all the buttons, all the handouts you see back there, with the exception of the Columbia Atheist handouts, are basically free from American Atheists. So we can help you out on being able to advance the cause of Oasis. We have, there we go. We have 38 states and Alaska all providing, in Puerto Rico, all having memberships. We are very, very active in a lot of states. Kentucky, Texas, here in Missouri, Minnesota, of course, where we just had our national convention. We are very, very active in being able to support those issues that need to be supported in those states. Here in Missouri, I gave testimony on 3 bills. The one that everybody's looking at right now is the abortion bill that's going to come up for election in 2026. We're waiting for it to go to court because they're going to have to change the language on the bill. It is not neutral. American Atheists and Missouri Atheists and Columbia Atheists are going to be very involved in testimony and in writing letters and in making phone calls to make sure that that language is neutral. I don't know why our GOP legislators here in Missouri don't like our voters. They think we're dumb. They think we don't know what we're talking about or what we were voting for. And it went through court to make a neutral Amendment 3, a neutral language so that people actually knew what they were voting for. We want to make sure that it happens again. We want to make sure that we get more than 53% of the vote this time. We want to get out voters, not just this November or August and November, but next year for April, August, November voting. And November next year is going to be real important because our U.S. representatives are all going to be up for election. So, and we got to get rid of them. I cannot, as a nonprofit, say we want to get rid of a specific person. But I can say we want to support those ideals that are important to you and important to American atheists. Columbia Atheists happened to hit the front page on one of our magazines in 2022 because we had one of the best booths at a Pride Fest meeting or festival in Columbia. We were really proud of this, and we were proud that we had the recognition not just from the organization but nationally. And when I go to our national conventions, people seem to remember that we were on the front page somewhere along the line. It's like people looking at me and saying, "David, I know you." And I said, "From where?" And I go through the litany. I taught college in Columbia. I work at a Bass Pro Shop in Columbia. I used to, I still write for the Columbia Missourian. And at that point, everybody says, "I know you. You're the guy who writes those columns in the Missourian." I say, "Yes, that's me." And then I'm waiting for them to tell me how much they dislike me. But I know I have more than 13 readers. So it's really, really a pleasure to be able to do that and to be able to voice the opinion not only of myself, but of Columbia Atheists and Missouri Atheists and American Atheists in those points. We have a lot of training that we also do, and that training is available for you guys for free. That training includes activism. You do the education stuff here. You have speakers, you have panels. That's really great. We're going to teach you how to do it maybe a little bit better or change your system a little bit. We do service activities. Columbia Atheists clean up one of the streets downtown in Columbia, Missouri 4 times a year. We take care of Pride Fest. We take care of Earth Day. We have a food bank once a month that we take care of. And we're looking at a 5th public service item that we're discussing right now. I can't really talk about it too much because I haven't been in those discussions. And we do a lot of community events. We're going to have a community event in November, I believe, just before the holiday season for Columbia Atheists. And we want you to be able to participate in that stuff also. There's a lot of local group affiliations and coordinations. This happens to be the state of Kentucky, where they wanted to put "In God We Trust" on all the schools, and it got passed. But there was no writing as to what that's supposed to look like. So people were putting up pennies. They were putting up dollar bills. Schools were just kind of getting around the law, and we're thinking they're going to try to change it again next session. Here in Missouri, we had a bill that was being introduced. It got past the House, never made it to the Senate, that wanted to put the 10 Commandments in our school districts. I researched this out, wrote a column on it, and one of the problems with this is that there are about 20 different versions of the 10 Commandments in the major Bibles that are being used in the United States alone. This representative created his own version of the 10 Commandments, and he wanted those put on the wall, and they had to be a specific size and specific font, and we fought that tooth and nail. I testified on that one, And the funny part about that particular testimony was I was in the Senate, doing the testimony in the Senate, and one of the state senators looked at me and he says, "David, you're an atheist." I said, "Yes." He said, "You're materialistic." I looked at him and I said, "No more than you are, sir." He did not know what to do with that. In the last testimony I gave, the state representative who was giving a testimony for the abortion bill that got passed and is going to be on your ballot in 2026, said that his reasoning was real simple. He had personal feelings towards abortion, he had emotional feelings towards abortion, and God told him that abortion was not legal. Well, I got up, and he didn't cite anything, he just said it. I got up there, I was the first one to testify that day, and I got up there and I said, "Okay, I want the representative to understand something. Genesis 1, section 7 says that man was created out of dust and God breathed breath into him. So life begins at the first breath." I had 5 senators or representatives sitting in the front row. Their eyes got about that big, and they're going to themselves, I can hear it, "Oh my God, the atheist is quoting the Bible." Well, the reason I'm quote the Bible is because I've read it. To give you a little background on that, I wanted to become a rabbi when I was in high school. I learned how to become an atheist when I heard a rabbi tell me that the story of Jonah and the large fish was true. And I said, "No, it's not." In the middle of a congregation about this big, everybody turned their head to me, and I had to finish it. And I said, "Physiologically, it's impossible." And I became persona non grata in that temple, and in a couple of weeks in every other temple in Denver. So I ended up at a humanist organization, humanist association meeting in Denver, and I met my first radical atheist. And he was pissed off because football players were thanking God for making touchdowns. And he went on for 15 minutes. And I said, "I understand this guy." We also work in correlation with other organizations, which is why we would love you to become an affiliate with us. We love to have that energy from other organizations being inputted into our locals and into our national so that we can, in fact, move forward on those issues that we need to move forward on. We do have a state report. There is a URL down on the bottom of there in blue, which you can't see very well, but I understand the PowerPoint will be up on the website. Is that correct? And so you can pick it up there, and you can look at Missouri. Missouri is one of 2 red states in the United States that is really negative on state legislation concerning LGBT, concerning church and state, concerning rights of women. So we have all this stuff down. Again, there is a URL here. You can sign up and get the alerts when they start coming in December. Sidebar story here. We start filing new legislation in December of 2025 for the 2026 session. We are looking to do a legislative walk in February. So we want to go to the legislators, we want to tap on their doors, we want to say, "Hey, look, we're atheists and we don't like this." And we're going to choose about 5 or 6 of these new proposed legislations. Our legislation here in Missouri is very, very bad from a couple of different standpoints. First of all, they are very white, they're very male, they're very Christian. The second standpoint is that they don't get any work done. There were over 3,000 bills that were introduced in 2025. They only passed 49 of them, and 19 were budget bills. And this is the largest number they've had in the last 2 years. So we have to get on their case to get stuff passed that are in our favor. We do have lobby days. Again, we're going to do our lobby day sometime in February. We're still planning on it, or planning it. This lobby day that you see here happens to be in Minnesota. They did a great job. Minnesota's basically a blue state anyway, so they didn't have that many problems. But they're starting to get a lot of MAGA people voting because they get mad. And in order to get people to vote, they have to be angry about something. So lobby days was to get people to see that there are non-believers, there are humanists, there are nuns that really, really are concerned about what they're doing in the legislature. At this point, I know I'm running a little fast here, but that's okay. Do any of you have any questions? Yes, sir.
Okay, keep
hold
your
on
hands
a second.
up. Keep your hand up. Wait for the microphone, please.
Let's get a mic over there.
Started in the wrong half of the room this morning.
The long way around. You
All
get
right.
paid by the mile?
Who is more likely to read the Bible entirely, an atheist or a Christian?
There's a Pew study done a couple of years ago. I think it was 2022 or 21, that basically said that atheists and Jews know more about the Bible than most Christians. Because atheists read the Bible. And that's why we in a lot of cases, why we became atheists. Jews have a set motion. It's like the Catholic Church. I can go into any temple in the world, sit there for 5 minutes, I know exactly where they are in their service. I don't care what language it is. But they do the same reading over and over every year. So we know those readings. But like the Christians and the Mormons and a lot of other religious organizations, they pick and choose what they're going to talk about. So when you read the entire Bible and you get to the point of even Genesis 1 and 2, there are 2 creation stories. Christians don't accept that. They said, no, there's one creation story. I said, no, read it. There are 2. So which one is correct? So I hope that answers your question.
David, I've known you for 15 or more years, and I just thank you for your perseverance and hard work, and you've changed a lot of minds over your career. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ray, Dr. Ray.
Okay. Roger?
So you're proposing that Oasis affiliate with American Atheists.
Yes.
Can you spell out, well, a couple things. One, we're already affiliated with a national organization called the Oasis Network. But could you spell out what affiliation would mean in terms of our obligations to you and your obligations to us?
First of all, there's no charge for affiliation. It's a freebie. You get your name in our magazines and online. So not only does it show Columbia Atheists and St. Louis Atheists and the Kansas City group, but they'll also show Oasis in there as an affiliate. So you get a little bit more exposure to the organization. We have trainings that we do. We just did a training a couple of weeks ago on how to get more volunteers. So every nonprofit needs that. So, but that was a good hour type presentation, another about a half hour of questions and answers. So there's a whole litany of items that you get available to you.
Okay. David?
Over the past 2 years, what would you say has been your most encouraging legal success?
Here in Missouri, not much. It just goes. But nationally, we've had a number of successes on letters, amicus letters that have gone to the Supreme Court. We have gotten Kentucky to reverse their decision on a couple of their proposed legislation. We've gotten Colorado to pass amendments to their constitution giving women rights to abortion. So we have done, whoops, there you go. I dance to that music. That's all right. So if you go to the magazines and the ones that I have out here, you'll see some of the successes and some of the failures that we've had. One of our biggest drawbacks right now is what is no longer a conflict with some of the other national groups. That has kind of gone away. But that caused problems because American Atheists only has 2 attorneys on staff, as opposed to Freedom from Religion Foundation, which has like 20. So we usually work with them and with other organizations, Americans United, American Humanist Association. Columbia Atheists, if you look at our brochure, you'll see that we represent not just American Atheists, but Freedom from Religion Foundation, American Humanist Foundation Association. We are looking right now to associate ourselves with Americans United, but we're having an internal discussion about that. So, but as far as legislation and as far as court cases are concerned, I'm going to say we're about 60% successful on that nationally, which is a pretty good success rate.
Okay, Morta.
Thank you for your presentation and for being a voice of reason. You mentioned that you have volunteering opportunities. I was just wondering if you could expand on that and maybe mention what kind of activities volunteers may do. Thank you.
Could you repeat the question, because I didn't quite get it?
You mentioned some volunteer opportunities with your organization. If you could
Oh,
elaborate on that.
Yeah, every local group, your local group in Oasis, has social and civic responsibilities and volunteer work that you do. Columbia Atheists, because we're so small, we're only about 24, 25 people that meet on a regular basis, quasi-regular basis, that we tend to have smaller civic volunteer works. Our biggest one is the street cleanup downtown. We are going to be changing our street cleanup from where we are now, which is downtown Columbia, to the Flat Branch Creek, which is the home of a lot of homeless. And we're going to try to clean that up next time we do this in July, I believe. No, October is going to be Flat Branch. We did it once before. We got almost 80 pounds of garbage out of the creek alone. So, and we're really careful about our homeless friends because we don't touch their objects. If we see something there that we're not sure, we don't touch it. But there's a lot of needles. There's a lot of little packets of white stuff that we do pick up. We are very careful about this stuff. We know what's going on, but that's our big volunteer thing for Columbia Atheists. American Atheists, at the end of every convention, we go out and we fill in 2,500 meals for the local, or 25,000 meals, I'm sorry, for the local food bank. And these are usually good breakfast oatmeal meals. That's the last day of the convention. It is a lot of fun. I didn't put the picture up here, but I can put it online for at the Columbia Atheist site. We just have a blast. Last time they played mostly 50s and 60s music. We were dancing, we were singing, we were making breakfast for people. So we do have a lot of volunteer stuff going on. It's just what your particular group wants to do.
Okay, one more, quick one.
I wanted to answer David's question a little bit. We actually cooperated with you to help the man in West Virginia not be forced to go to AA in order to get out of prison. And anyway, that was a
that was one of the big. That was a big success for us too. Yeah. Yeah, we filed suit here in Missouri on the same type of program, on the same program that the state wants to do with the alcoholics and drug abusers, that they have to go to an AA program. And we know that that's religious-based, and we don't want that. It is a separation of church and state issue. So anybody else have any questions?
Okay. I think we're about out of time,
All right.
David. So we appreciate you being here. You want to leave your contact
Here's my contact information. I'm at David Rosman at atheist.org. Sam McGuire is smcguire at atheist.org. My cards are out in the lobby. If you want to talk to me, if you want to write a letter, if you want to ask a question, please do, but please remind me where I met you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, we're good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. We're doing great. Thank you so much. So as David mentioned, he does have materials to give away, and also if further questions come to mind before you leave today, please feel free to ask him. With that, I will remind everyone that Kansas City Oasis is also a 501c3 nonprofit, which is run solely on donations and by volunteers. So if you appreciated what you heard today or any of our other weeks of programming, please go to the link here that is seen on the screen, kcoasis.org/donate. And with that, we'll welcome Heath back up for his final performance today. All right. So let us know a little bit about where in the world you're going to be after this.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if we have any Overland Park people here, but next Friday I'll be at the downtown Overland Park Art Fair. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Check out some art, food trucks, listen to some music.
Okay.
I have Josie Records on July 19th, little record store in the Crossroads. I'll be playing in the basement there.
Nice.
And then Inglewood Arts on August 23rd.
Okay. All right. So plan your social calendar accordingly if you want to see Heath. All right. With that, we'll let you take the stage. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's so good to be back. I was talking with Jason. I think this is like the 5th or 6th time I've been here, and it's been really fun just getting to, to become more of a part of this little community we have here. It's really special, and I really value that. I always end on this song. This is all messed up. If you know it, sing it along. I think we all do at this point, right? Here's how the chorus goes. All messed up, you got me all messed up on you. You got me all messed up, you got me all messed up on you. You made me feel like your long lost friend, staying up late and talking hours on end. You got me all messed up, you got me all messed up on you. You was in trouble when you looked at me. You feel it in the air, it was electricity. You got me all messed up, you got me all messed up on you. All messed up, you got me all messed up on you. You got me all messed up. You got me all messed up. All messed up on you. You made me feel like your long lost friend. Staying up late and talking, I was on it. You got me messed up. You got me all messed up. All messed up on you. It was still as we said our goodbyes. We packed up our memories of all the good times. You got me all messed up. You got me all messed up. All messed up on you. All messed up. You got me all messed up. All messed up on you. All messed up. You got me all messed up. All messed up on you. It's not hard to fall in love, but in the end I always get messed up. Got me all messed up. All messed up on you. Daylight comes and brings new fears. And just last night I held you near. You got me messed up, all messed up on you. Now my brain plays static on channel 10. On 11 I see silhouettes and mannequins. Got me messed up, all messed up on you. But I'm so glad that we crossed paths, even though we lost against the hourglass. You got me all messed up, all messed up on you. You got me all messed up, you got me all messed up, all messed up on you. You got me all messed up, got me all messed up on you. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It's been a good time. Sing with me if you want. All messed up, you got me all messed up on you. You got me all messed up, you got me all messed up on you.
Thank you.
Go in peace, my heathens.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, don't forget to stay alert and see where Heath is going to be. You can find him on Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube, and we'll look forward to a return visit, I suppose, I hope, after your new album comes out. So we'll look forward to that. After the gathering today, you can, if you have more conversations you want to have or more time to spend with some people maybe you've met today, lunch today will be at Tanner's on 3900 Rainbow Boulevard. And once again, we ask for you to just look around your feet or in the chair next to you and pick up whatever you brought into the auditorium this morning. So next week, our featured speaker will be microbiologist Stan Slaughter. He will be a returning speaker. We really enjoyed his talk the last time to let us know what we really are. And our musical guest will be Joshua James Warren. So we want to thank so much our presenters this week, Russ and Heath and David. And thank you so much for being here. As a community, you're the part that keeps the program running and the reason behind our mission and our values of bringing secular community to Kansas City. So with that, we will see you next week. Thank you.